Hi there, that's right, it's Nick Dutch. I'm back yet again. We're about to do the tarot show, so obviously it's going to follow shortly after this particular section here. But before we go straight onto the tarot show, I just want to give you a few quick announcements, and these are I think quite important announcements. I've got some new free offers which are available like right about now onwards, and I'll be telling you about those in just a moment. But also I'm doing an awful lot more in the way of writing for online journals, okay, and I'm going to try and get some articles out every couple of days. Now the reason that this is being mentioned on this particular video is because there's probably only one way in which you personally can get direct access to the articles without actually, without having to plow through thousands of other writings of other people who are a little less important than myself. And that will be quite simply to go to my Twitter account. Also on my Twitter account I put out on a reasonably regular basis, often once a day, a free tarot card for everybody who subscribed to me or follows me on Twitter. Okay, so essentially if you go to my Twitter account, which is twitter.com/NickDutchTarot, okay, you'll get the daily free tarot card, and you'll get access to my new articles. Now these are going out on subjects such as relationships, marriage, divorce, breakup, starting a new relationship, being single, coping with the relationship life. It's also about other issues such as spirituality, about tarot reading itself, about other forms of divination, about the role and the importance of the tarot reader in the 21st century, about how you yourself can develop psychic awareness and psychic skills. And all these things will be coming out bit by bit over the coming year, and you can get to it through my Twitter accounts. Remember, that's twitter.com/NickDutchTarot. So do make sure you follow me on Twitter, okay? And you can always use Twitter as a reference service to go back over everything that I've been putting out there for you guys, okay? Right, now on to the big, juicy, all-important bit, which is, of course, the free offers which I'm providing at the moment. Now, some of you know that I've been providing 3 free minutes to anyone who's new on the telephone with me and on Keen.com. Well, I'm providing something else as well at the moment, and that is a free 5 minutes as well. So if you're new to the Keen.com system, okay, you'll not only get the 3 free minutes, but if you pay for 5 minutes or more, okay, 5 minutes paid time or more, I will send you another 5 minutes free of charge, okay? So essentially you will be getting, if you are new to the system, 13 minutes for the cost of 5. So that's a great deal. If you're already on the Keen system, you still get 5 free minutes for a 5-minute call, okay? So that offer is there for you, and of course the link is just down there, and you can just click on it and basically call straight through. For you people who are out there in the United States of America, I know that a lot of my audience is over the pond, so to speak. Unfortunately, these days I do still have to stick to British hours. When I first started my career on both Keen and Live Person, I used to be available for calls from 11 AM my time till 5 AM. And basically it didn't do me any good at all. So these days, your time, I will be available in the early mornings, okay? So you can have your call before you go to work or in the early hours of the morning, and that can set you up for the rest of the day. Sometimes I'm on a little earlier, so if you've got an insomniac night, you can probably catch me as well, okay? But essentially that's when I'm available for you, in the mornings, not in the evenings when you come home. Now, without any further ado, now I've bored you rigid with all of my boring little introductions. We'll get straight on with the tarot show. We've got lots of lovely questions there which we're going to answer. Plenty of reasons for you to just sit there and enjoy every single moment, okay? I'm getting this out for you quite regularly, so you will know that there's going to be a tarot show there for you to watch. So, good fortune. God bless. I will speak to you in just a few seconds. I say, this is a much better camera angle. Anyway, the curtain is raised, the lights are lit, the performer is about to perform to his audience, and the audience is buzzing with excitement. I can feel it in my bones. So, why don't we just crack on with the first reading of today. Okay, Jay Steinberg is interested in her career. let's have a quick look. A good old-fashioned Book of Thoth tarot deck. This is the one I use professionally, so it's always more convenient for me. Let's have a quick look, see what kind of thoughts, feelings, moods, energies, and all the rest of that are coming through. Bear with me a second, please. Okay, shuffling like crazy. Want to make sure that this is nice and random, nice and good, so that we get the right kind of, buzz from this, a vibe from this, and all the rest of that kind of jazz. So what kind of stories coming through. The tarot's got a great history. People would actually take a tarot deck to parties and they would pass out a card to everybody. Then everyone would have to explain, why they were given that card, using all of their, entertainment skills, their wits, their demeanor. So let's say I was in that party and I got the 3 of coins. I would have to say, well, obviously, I'm a very hard-working individual. I'm one of 3 brothers, and I'd make up a story just to, entertain everyone in the party. But I'm not using it for that today. Today we're looking directly at a particular issue, a particular question about a work situation. Alright, well, the vibes we got is fascinating. Alright, the here and now. State of instability. Why am I seeing a state of instability? Because further on down the line we got signs of much more in the way of stability and much more in the way of finance further on down the line. Now, you are someone who is dedicated to getting success and achievement, but essentially, although you've got goals which you feel you can achieve and you feel is not too far away for yourself, it also feels to me as if you've been blocked in your ability to get there. Not necessarily by any particular individual, okay? It's just like by your circumstances, which just like come along and just held you back. It feels to me as if you're focusing much more on survival. There's a great feeling of tension around you as well. Almost as if there's like a political atmosphere, political environment, people disagreeing. Maybe there's been different forces which have been pushing you in different directions, and now it's a question of thinking can we just say no to that for the moment? I need to survive. I need to do something for myself. I need to do something to look after myself and to deliver my life in the right direction. And that's basically what I'm seeing there. You're being depicted as the Princess of Cups there, which is a very wistful individual, someone who's got, romantic, impressions on their mind, knows where they want to go, someone who's got some creativity there, and you don't really want that crush, but at the moment you got to make sure you're surviving first before you can actually move on to the more fulfillment level of life, basically speaking. And that's basically what I've got there for you. At the moment it's a question of making sure you've got the stability sorted out first, prior to anything else. It appears to me as if you are planning on or you're thinking about another more fulfilling career than the one you're doing at the moment. The recommendation that the reading is giving me is basically, keep that dream, keep that vision for yourself, okay? That's there, that's going to happen later on down the line. Because we've got the art card of the Major Arcana there, that does talk about cooperation between different conflicting parties, but it also speaks about blending or melding things together to try and bring you to a point whereby you can really start creating something really, really good. As I'm sure I've mentioned before in previous tarot reading shows, there's alchemical messages within the art card on the Major Arcana, okay? A sense of taking things which are not terribly good and putting them together in a combination or a configuration which will actually do you some good in the longer term. So right now maybe it doesn't feel very good at the moment, but on the other hand, with the passage of time, even all this negative stuff that you've had in the past, things have held you back, different directions you've had to go through so you can maintain your stability, the processes of thought you've had to go through to try and work out, creatively speaking, where you wanted to go, who you really were, all of this is going to start to fall into place. And although there may still be some bitterness, some resentment there, okay, the message of the Six of Coins is still going to come through for you, because that's talking about success. Now, unless you've got a fully all-embracing education, you can't really apply knowledge from different points of view to a complex job or a complex situation. And you can't really put your heart into something either, unless you've got a really, really good, really, really deep understanding as to where things have been, where you've been, and the way that other people think and behave, okay? The way I see it is you've gone through an exploration of society, you go through an exploration of people, stages of development, what different forces in life are really about, and it wasn't necessarily in accordance with your own willpower. You didn't choose this, alright, but now, boom, it's there. It's not like you wanted to escape from it either. You wanted to get the knowledge, you wanted to get the wisdom in place, but you really you know, you feel deep down inside yourself, could I really have done it in a better way or a different way? And could I have actually reached that level whereby everything could actually work out, the information would like fall into place, like downloaded, so to speak, in a more convenient manner than what you've actually had to go through? To which the bottom line is no. Alright, straightforward, bam, straightforward, no. You had to be educated by the universe in the way that the universe works, and in a specific set of, you know, specific departments, so to speak, of the universe, certain specific things you've had to go through, because there's some kind of message here that the art card of the Major Arcana is giving me, which suggests that there's a bigger and better future for yourself, which is only founded on something which is dark, only founded on something which is even bad, okay? But it's going to lead you to a new level whereby you're going out there to do some real good. Okay? Sometimes, and some, you know, I've spoken to other clients about this before, and they've said, like, sometimes, you know, the universe or God actually gives you certain experiences so that you can get honed. You can get, you know, really sharpened and focused to be able to then do something good in the world on the bigger picture further on down the line. This is what I'm feeling about yourself. Now, the final message there, you know, success, stability, being able to start moving on to something which your heart desires more. That's coming for you, I would say, after this year. 2011 still going to be a question of maintaining your stability, your survival, sticking to your basic survival level goals, and then after that, boom, moving further forward. Now, your energy as the Princess of Cups there, that's also a seeker. Okay, that's someone who's going to look out for the opportunities. Way back in, when was it? It was before the South Sea bubble thing occurred. There was that wonderful phrase, which is now in common parlance, seize the day. Alright, it didn't mean what lots of people think it means today, let's go out and get drunk and have as much fun as we can. What it means is seize the opportunities. At the moment, seize the opportunities for your survival. Then you can seize the opportunities for your fulfillment. But get that sorted out first. Alright, but so much goodness is in your future. It's absolutely beautiful. So don't ever think to yourself, my God, you know, things could have been so much easier. If they were so much easier, you wouldn't be able to become what you're going to become. Okay, Crystal Rain 2K6. Great to hear from you yet again. Alright, we got good news for you, and of course we got some fears coming from you, okay, about this particular situation, about the possibility of moving in with this individual. Right, well, okay, well, I personally think, you know, it's a good move. It's symbolic, isn't it? When someone says, like, let's move in together, okay, or when you say, you know, can we sort this out for later on down the line for this year? It's symbolic. It's symbolic of thinking, like, there's sufficient trust there. There's opportunities to start building things further. And even before I lay down the cards, I'll quickly say this for you, okay? This is going to be a good thing. Alright, because you can only know a person properly when you're up close and personal with them. You know, you're being able to see their rhythm of life, and you can then grow together. I personally think it's a wonderful thing. But of course, it's not just up to me to say that. We're going to have a look at the reading. Obviously, my job is to be a professional tarot reader. If you want to request a reading yourself, send it through by a private message on this YouTube channel, which is Nick Dutch Tarot, and then I'll be more than happy to help you, okay? So let's just check and verify and make sure everything's going to come through okay, nice and clear. Shuffling like a lunatic as per usual, standard fortune teller shuffle, which means I cut, I turn the cards, I shuffle, I cut, I turn the cards, I shuffle again. Why is that? So I get some cards upright, some cards reversed. Very subtly changes the semantics of the meaning. So you can have thousands of combinations of meanings just with half a dozen cards. You seriously can. It's amazing. And of course it varies with the questions which are given, the energies, the things that I'm picking up inside my head, basically this, that and the other, okay? But it's a relationship inquiry, so we'll do standard 8-card relationship reading. I'll do another video at another time explaining more about what the 8-card relationship reading is about, just so that you can get more of a feeling for, you know, why I've done this, the logic, the rationale and all the rest of that. Okay. Right. I think I see where you're coming from here. The thing which defines the forces between the two of you and the nature of the relationship at the moment, very communication orientated, very much a question of, yes, we're still planning, we're still preparing, we still want to make something good happen, but it's also a sign of inner strength, okay, and trying to make sure you've got that inner strength to be able to carry further forward. But it's also a symbol of balance between the powerful solar and the receptive lunar, okay, getting the balance just right. But if you, I mean, this is what I was talking about. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. I was talking about, melding things, trying to make sure everything works out okay and according to plan. And we get signs which is talking about that for the relationship in the here and now. Starting to come to terms with the issues of like the differences between the two of you, and trying to move that further forwards, like a new level or a new stage. Alright? So already there is a feeling of a foundation which could precipitate something bigger and better in the future, but you've got to get greater knowledge, and that can only happen through something more, appropriate. Alright? Being together. On their side of things, lots of lovely up signs. Emotionally speaking, this is a very good connection, but I feel that there's more background of like stability that you need to build up. There's more of a message there relating to, okay, the love is there, but what else do we need? What else do we know about each other? What else do we need to know about each other? There's a mercurial message to the force between the two of you, and that's talking about trying to get your intellect around the whole subject. Okay, getting your mind around what's really been going on, what can go on, what will go on as far as the relationship is concerned. They love you, but there's another more intellectual level which you've got to start building up upon, and that's essentially a really, really, really important thing for you to bear in mind, okay? Your side of things, we got signs of caution, okay? The reason we got signs of caution there is because, yeah, the High Priestess talks about, the heart bond, the willingness to be entwined, to work together, to be, basically of one flesh, so to speak, and work, the community sensations, supportiveness, wanting to hold the whole thing together. But there's also a feeling there of take a step back, okay, emotionally take a step back. Sometimes you need to be a receiver as well as a giver, and I feel that sometimes as you've got some strong ideas as to where you want things to go, alright, that may be a bit too much of a dominant factor. But the other side of your reading there is talking about trying to break things down, trying to analyze everything there, as well as trying to be forgiving, as in the message of the rainbow, as well as knowing this could go in a wide variety of different directions. So you are not just in two minds about this, you're in a multitude of minds about this whole thing. But essentially I would bring back the message there of the Nine of Staves, which is talking about that sense of get the experience, alright, allow it to happen. Yes, it is going to be difficult, but essentially allow it to happen. Now, the actual progression, short-term, mid-term, and long-term, coming out with a very interesting story here. Okay, pretty fascinating. Short-term future, both of you. I mean both of you. Knowing what the right thing to do is, but not quite doing it. You will need to communicate, you will need to do it sensitively, and you'll need to carry on building what you've got there. So, yeah, it's going to feel difficult, because this other individual who loves you very much, who you're moving in with, is thinking the same thing as you, and has got just the same fears as you. Alright, they're just as afraid as you are. They're afraid it might be too soon. They're afraid that there could be lots of issues going on. But don't forget, signs there, okay, very interesting. After that, your midterm future, so we're talking about maybe 3 to 6 months down the line from now, the relationship's getting stronger, you're spending more time together, you've got into a routine, you understand each other, getting a bit staid maybe, getting a bit sort of like repetitive, but on the other hand, stayed in a stable manner. Earth signs talking about stability, very strong female energy there. That's also to do with yourself actually being the one who is the sensitive individual, okay? So you're working out your boundaries, you're working out, who is playing what role in what situation. And it will vary. Your partner will be the leader sometimes, you will be the leader sometimes, depending upon which area of the relationship you're dealing with. But of course, remember those 3 magic words, those 3 all-important words in a relationship. I was wrong, okay? It's not I love you, it's I was wrong. And I'm quite serious about that. Without those 3 magic words, when you say I love you, it doesn't quite mean quite the same thing. It doesn't quite mean enough. But hey. 6 of coins, you know what that means. If you've been watching my shows, you should know what the 6 of coins means by now. It does talk about wealth, but this is not a financial reading though, is it? So in this case, it's interpreted as a successful outcome, which will manifest after 6 months down the line from when you move in. So it's still a question of exploring the character. Alright, sometimes you got to be cautious, sometimes you got to be wise, but other times, you just got to say, look, let's sit down round the table with a cup of coffee. You've got some ideas here, I've got some ideas here. I actually want to find the middle ground. Can we do that like grown-ups? Pretty please. Alright? And I think that's actually going to be a very good approach for you. And I think it's going to be a good approach for the relationship as well. So it feels very, very interesting. Very, very positive, and I would say that you've got some longer term potential if you can go through this. If you can go through this, okay. If you got any more issues, you know where I am. Get straight on the phone. Use your 3 minutes, man. Just use your 3 minutes with me in the mornings, alright? Okay, ex-Beb's secret. Love is in the air, is it? Okay, you found an individual who seems to have some feelings for you. You got some feelings for them. Ooh. And it's the spring when the sap's rising. You want to make sure that they got the same feelings as yourself. Well, let's have a quick look and make sure that things are going to work out according to plan, alright? Let's have a quick look. Bear with me. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Now, you submitted a message to me earlier on saying, how do I have a free reading? Well, obviously, I'm doing it for you now in the show. If you want to, just use those 3 free minutes. Seriously, use those 3 free minutes that I'm offering. Link probably below if I remember and get everything sorted out in time, or failing that, just go to my website. Okay, go to the tarot page and go to the call button and click on that. You will get the 3 free minutes there as well, and if you do decide to buy, I will then give you another 5 free minutes as well. Alright, that's the way I'm working it right now. But anyway, let's have a quick look and see what's going through here. Right, as I say, there is thousands of combinations of meanings which come through. I try and make this simple because this is a free reading. This is not a full commercial reading, and of course, so I'm doing this so you know what it's like to get on the phone with me, whoever you are, whoever's watching. I'm not just talking about yourself, but it's anyone out there. Difficult situations, not perfect. I often go with the colours first and foremost, and some of the colours here are not looking all that positive, but there's others which are looking positive there. Okay, it's an anxious relationship, connection. There are some feelings there. They have some love for you, yes. Now, your question, if I was to just answer your question, do they feel for you? I'd say yes. But there's also a resistant feeling there, okay? That sense of, I am what I am singular, I know who I am, and, I don't want to change too much. So are they willing to change? No, not right now at least. This is the here and now past the reading. The here and now past the reading, their character in the here and now. So, they got feelings. They don't want to do too much in the way of action. There's also something else getting in the way. What is it that's between the two of you? What else is an obstacle getting in the way? Something is. Okay? Have they also got conflicted feelings associated with somebody else? We've got to bear this in mind. Alright? Because it could make it a little harder for yourself if they've actually, if they're not sure about somebody else and they're also trying to get with you too. I mean, how's that going to make the whole thing work out in the long term? I mean, the signs on your side of things, there's a real sense of restriction there as well, and also a sense of isolation, but you want to get to the goal. That's what the little egg on the Hermit card is talking about, little egg with a serpent around it, symbol of wisdom, symbol of a goal, symbol of starting something new, starting, rebirth, all that kind of stuff, serious signs of wisdom there. I think you've already got a lot of the wisdom, but essentially, it's a difficult situation, so essentially you need me to just discuss it with you. Alright, here and now, I would say, play it slowly. Okay, you do have feelings for him, no problem. He has got feelings for you, but essentially, are those feelings good enough? Are they quite strong enough? Can I turn around to you and say if he feels just the same way as you feel about him? Not yet. Alright, it's a few notches down the ladder, but he's got an interest, but he's not quite there yet, okay? Something would have to happen to overturn this and try and turn this around, boom, so you can have basically what you want. Because I'm not just going to sit here and turn around to you and say, oh, he loves you, it's going to be fine, yes, it's going to be fine, yes. Because basically, that sucks, basically, and there's no way that, I want you to watch this video and think, oh god, he's just like all the rest, because I'm not like all the rest. I'm Nick Dutch, and there's one and only one like me in the whole universe, okay? And that's a big thing to say, but it's true, baby, I'm telling you. Okay, future associated with this connection. Short term, signs of being impressed, possibly by him. He may try and make an approach within 2 to 3 months. It'll be slow progress. He'll do it very inappropriately. There'll be some, thoughts of, oh my god, this guy really doesn't know what he's talking about. But on the other hand, there could still be a friendship there, and you could try and turn that around. Now, once the communication started, be tolerant to the fact he's going to make a mistake. Seriously, be tolerant to the fact he's going to make a mistake. But on the other hand, be aware, be strongly aware, okay, that there is still some hypothetical potential. I feel you're dealing with a difficult individual. I think he's got a fair few little issues. I mean, we've all got issues going back to God knows when, every single one of us, okay, including, the great and glorious, soon to be famous one day Nick Dutch, alright? I'm not perfect. I'm just a human being, just like you, okay? But on the other hand, you know, if you're dealing with this individual, be sensitive and be aware. Don't let your feelings blind you to the way that he's behaving and what he's saying. And think closely about how he is progressing and whether you choose to be with him. Remember, you are the producer, the director, the script writer of your life, not the great and glorious, soon to be famous one day Nick Dutch. Okay? Chung is 88. You got a difficult one, haven't you? Family interference. Big, bad, scary thing. Let's see what the reading says. All I can do is tell you what I can see here. What I personally would recommend is that discuss it. Discuss it with the family. Alright, that's it. Communication is important. When your family loves you, his family loves him, you know, it's the way it is. But the love from the family can sometimes be a bit over the top and can get in the way. And I've been there too. Alright? So I know how hard it can be. But let's see what the tarot says today for you, right now, here on the Tarot Show. Also, you're probably the kind of individual who really seriously should be subscribing to my Twitter. Seriously, no, seriously, okay? Because when those articles come out, because I've got to write them, I've got to send them onto the system's then got to preview them and, you know, make sure it's purely my own work and nobody else's, and then it's got to be approved and, you know, all the rest of that, spell checks and all that stuff, and then they got to actually publish it. And the moment that the company publishes it, then obviously you know it's my work and no one else has done it, but also you'll get that coming through on the Twitter, and there may be something there which will help you to see through this. And I might actually try and write one particular article especially for you. Alright, just think about that. Okay. The forces between the two of you. The Saturnian symbol, there's some weight here, there's something holding you back. It's like, ooh, you know, can't quite get there. You've got knowledge, okay, you know each other, you know you love each other, you know you want to try and get some results, but there's still frustration there, and on his side of things, you know, just like more Saturnian signs, okay, but also, I shuffled like a lunatic, okay, and we get the Six of Coins coming out again. But this is also an individual who wants to run before he can walk, okay, that's why we've got it. We've got the restriction holding him back, but he wants to be free, you know, he wants to run for it, he wants to really go out there and make it happen. And making it happen is wonderful, okay? It's what you want, it's what he wants, that will be great. But slowly, slowly catch your monkey. Maybe that's what, you know, your parents, his parents are worried about. You're trying to take this too fast. So increase the dating period. Increase the dating period, make sure it's known that you're together, that you're inseparable, and that will be a good way of doing it. Because when, you know, when that's a permanent item, you know, then nothing can take you apart. Okay, apart from mistakes that you make and your partner makes. That's just basically the way it is. So make it nice and stable, because that's another meaning that we've got here, you know, in the universe card. It's a question of trying to create that solidity and that stability so that you don't need to worry too much. Your side of things, strong signs of being determined and focused, but also a touch of defensiveness. Obviously that defensiveness is necessary because at the moment you need to defend yourself. You need to basically have your sword at the ready there to, you know, deflect any blows. You know, that's the way you're feeling at the moment. And that's well understandable. That's the message of the Princess of Swords there. It's coming boom, straight through, clear, total monochrome, man. You know what I mean? It's amazing. Just, this is what tarot can do for you, you know. I mean, it tells the story if you know how to read it. And that's, of course, what I do for you. Here we go. Progress, short-term, mid-term, and long-term. Different energy than we had in the previous reading, I think you'll find. Why do I say that? Different colours. Colours are important. Colours are one of the most important things on the face of the planet because they express something, okay? They have an immediate appeal, okay? I mean, what else, you know? Red, power, passion, the blood of Christ. Yes, you know. So when I have a look at the future part of the reading, very strong pastel colours, very strong bright colours, okay, very strong in the blue and the mauve, and also a sense of hope and aspiration. Responsibility is there in your short-term future and getting it back. Now, the Lover's card, I've mentioned this before, I'll mention this again. The Lover's card talks about responsibility and moving to a bigger and better level of responsibility with the passage of time. Okay, but that's within 3 months. So maybe this is a question of 3 months worth of dating, making it known that you are people who are together, and making sure that the family will accept the fact that you're together. You're not going too fast, you're not going too slow, you're talking, you're spending time together, you're building things up bit by bit, and it's going to be great, okay? But you make it a permanent thing, okay? And it's going to take time, okay? You know, he wants to try and get there, you want to try and get there, hold yourself back, but maintain that connection. Star card, the wish card. The very fact I've called it the wish card, what does that make you think? What does it make you think? I'll tell you what it makes you think. It makes you think that what you're wishing for could possibly happen. And that could be one of the most exciting things that could possibly go through your head at this present point in time. Okay, it could be there, but you've got to apply your responsibility. You put on the brakes, you try and maintain the stability, maintain the continuity of the connection, and then bam, there's something great for you further on around the corner. Not too far away, not too soon, but it's there. Followed by signs, great signs, powerful signs, self-actualization, alright? The Four of Staves, one of the most beautiful signs I personally feel within the minor arcana. It's not a major arcana, it's a minor arcana, it's a pip card, okay? And it's talking about communication, strong Venusuvian symbols, and also rather calm, rather on the level, okay? It's a pleasant plateau. Some people say the word plateau means sort of tailing off. It doesn't. Alright, a plateau is a flat, level, strong, solid surface. And if it's a flat, stable, strong, solid surface, then basically it's not higgledy-piggledy, it's not a winding road, it's a straight and narrow path, potentially. Now, you've got the biggest challenges within your first 3-month period. Alright, get through that, and then potentially the prophecy of the Star card and the Four of Staves could come for you there. Alright, it is an absolutely fascinating reading. But remember, prophecy is about probability, not about hard and fast certainty. So you've got to remember that as well. Alright? Taboo 9. You want me to see whether there's some individual who's actually telling you the truth or not. First thing I would say is, if you doubt that they're telling the truth, that could be an interesting thing. Okay? What have they said? What have they done that's made you doubt that they're, potentially lying, or they're exaggerating, or they're hiding something from you, something important, something... In the best relationships in the whole wide world, we always hide something from the people we love. We all do. Okay, that's acceptable. But if it's something serious about the whole relationship, then maybe there's something else going on there. What has this person said? What has this person done? Alright, think carefully about it. Don't just sort of sit there, getting neurotic, smoking lots of cigarettes, drinking lots of coffee, thinking, oh, they've done this, they've done that, they've done this, they've done that. No, stop right there. Get a pen and paper, write stuff down. Alright, return to it the next day or 3 days later, and then come back to your writings and then try and analyze it as if it was somebody else writing that stuff. Okay, and then get a better impression as to whether your thoughts and feelings are based upon something solid, or whether it's based upon something hypothetical, and therefore whether that hypothesis is reliable or not. That's what I want you to do. What I'm going to do is tell you what the tarot says. Okay, that's my job. Okay. But you personally have still got to take some responsibility over the nature of the connection itself. Alright. Forces between the two of you, worry and anxiety. You are dealing with someone who is worried about the connection between you and them. They want to keep it. Alright. 5 of Coins, worry about something which could possibly be stable, or having something which is stable taken away. But it's them who's got the worry and the anxiety. That's what I'm feeling. Alright, I feel they may have made some mistake, but is it with this one particular individual? I don't think so. It's still quite bright colours, alright? There's still a sense of balance, there's still a sense of trying to fight for what's right, but there's internal struggle there. The Knight of Swords is not always a male significator. It's not always a male significator. It's also that of healing, fighting for what's right. It's also that of wanting to travel or fly away and be free. It's a message of something of the individuality and of the soul coming through. This is someone who's been through a lot of baggage and wants to start to work out who they are. This is very late in life, personal developmental moment that they're going through. And so they will make some mistakes, which you will have to forgive them for if you want to keep them in your life. From your side of things, you've got your own worries and anxieties because you're feeling instability, but you're also feeling that there could be something good there because you want something new to occur. That's what the Magician card speaks about, the first card of the Major Arcana. It's like that moment when you just left university and you're setting out on the path of life. You got done all the studying, all the research, you know stuff. Now you want to put it into practice. That's what this is talking about here today. It's you wanting to make sure you get the right results, but bearing in mind you're dealing with someone who's had some troubles, okay? Troubles up here, troubles in here, and that is what is affecting their behavior and making everything a bit troublesome. Let's have a quick look, short-term, mid-term, and long-term. Very long-term future signs, that's the best message. Short-term, I'll be quite direct with you. You got stuff to work through with this individual. Alright? As I've spoken about before, Six of Swords, planning, preparation, doing a bit of deep intellectual thoughts about the individual, about the situation, about the circumstances. All about planning and preparing for the future, for your future, their future, the whole connection, you know what I mean? It's all there, you can make this occur. And also trying to avoid difficulties. Some of those difficulties could actually be from inside. We do, in our lives, some of our difficulties, not all of them, but some of them are created by ourselves and by our own personalities and by repeated patterns of behavior that go back and back and back and back and back into our childhoods. And that's true for me, okay? Some of my problems have been caused by some of the stupid things, the things we hadn't overcome properly. And I hadn't learned to extend forgiveness to people who'd hurt me a long time ago. But, I managed to find a way. I managed to, get through that, remove that karmic block from within me so that, that's not there anymore. I can, be open. I can recognize when someone is being loving. I can forgive it when someone's being silly. I'm not afraid anymore. I don't have any paranoia. I want to, go for my goal in my life. I want to be able to help other people to, get out of the drug, the dregs of their own life. Even getting over drugs is another thing. I help a lot of people with alcohol and drug recovery because I'm a charitable individual. I'm part of a few charities. So there's lots of things that I've done, and all I'm saying to you is there's a message in this reading that don't let your own fears, okay, make their behavior, which is based upon their fears, create something which could destroy something which could be beautiful. Does that make any sense to you? Alright, next one. Fashion lover. Okay. You know someone called Arrow and you want to try and do all the things you can do, make the bond nice and strong and powerful and all the rest of that, but you've got some doubts. Doubts are common. I've been hurt in relationships too. Hey, just because I'm a professional psychic doesn't mean to say that I'm God, alright? I'm a human being. I'm just like you. But I've also gone through the school of life, okay? And I've studied things very deeply. I've got an all-embracing work experience. I know everything from, the highest of the high to the lowest of the low. I've been in everything from business information, recruitment. I've been in, I've advised people with solar energy. I've done so many things. And, of course, I've been self-employed and I've run little businesses as well. And I used to work, 17 hours a day. Doing full-time job one place and running a business in the evening, and I got a lot of knowledge that way. And also as far as relationships is concerned, it's been complex with that too for me too. But also, I've done a lot of academic studies, including counseling, psychology, behavioral science, and so on and so forth. So I've developed a great deal of knowledge. And humans are complex, all right? If you've got a potential connection with this guy, it's going to be complex. It's not going to be easy and straightforward and all the rest of that great stuff. But never mind. Okay, as far as doubts are concerned, you got victory signs, okay? That's looking good. That means in the here and now, not in the future, but in the here and now, you've got great potential to try and make something really, really good occur. So it's going to be absolutely tremendous, okay? So this is the here and now. So this is someone who's got some good feelings, good ability to make things happen, okay? On their side of things, they've been hurt in relationships as well. Big time. Probably even worse than yourself. Alright, that's why we've got the most ultimate signs of resentment there, okay, the Queen of Swords. I don't know whether you know about tarot. Lots of people know about tarot. When I'm talking to people on the phone who are my customers, who are also readers, because other readers give me a call, okay, they describe people who are the Queen of Swords, and we instantly, people who are readers instantly know what that means. It's a bad situation. but this is someone who's kind of like gone into their shell, is trying to be that like solid, strong, stable individual, but is finding it very, very, very difficult to be able to like, you know, be in that particular position. On your side of things, fear and anticipation coming out in the devil card. Don't be afraid because it's the devil card. It's only a card, okay? You could roach it up and smoke it if you wanted, alright? But the fact of the matter is, it's just a card, okay? It is the devil card. The devil card is a Saturnian sign, but it can also speak about power, passion, and willpower. You also echo the stability signs. You also echo that. So that's your pain that's holding you back. They've got their pain holding them back. Different varieties, different types of pain, yes. But on the other hand, if you got victory signs for you for the forces between the two of you in the here and now, what does that make you think? What it makes you think is that there is some possibility of something good occurring. Stave signs and stored signs, what do they mean? I've discussed this with everybody before. They both overlap with mercurial energy and communication. With different contexts and different cards, they can mean either fire or air, depending, of course, on the reading system that you're using, and sometimes the deck that you're using. Also, the questions and the energies of the questions themselves. It all affects the whole meaning. Okay. In this particular case, it is communicate with some desire to achieve something, but not too forcefully. But you still have got to be the driving force here. Okay, projection, short-term, mid-term and long-term future. Again, bright colours, still resonating with that same sort of message of potential victory between the two of you, which I think is really rather cool, because, you know, we got that feeling there, we got the message that there is something just around the corner, potentially, but you still got to, you know, accept the pain, push the pain aside, start communicating straight as adults, use the mercurial thing that we've all got, you know, that little thing up here, which a lot of us want to, you know, we don't always want to show everyone what's inside our thoughts and feelings. We still don't have to, even in the closest relationship. We don't burden people with everything that we're suffering from. Let the light shine, okay? Let the goodness come out. Let the positivity shine, because this is what we got. Loving signs, short-term future, more cup signs. Remember, I've shuffled like a lunatic. I've been doing that after each and every single reading. Standard fortune teller shuffle there, but we got upright cup signs, okay? Female energy, maybe that'll be you yourself again doing the leading, alright? Bear that in mind. But, I mean, this is something that's quite common in relationships, okay? Because the ladies want the man to do the hard work. Usually the ladies want the man to do the hard work. Very common. Okay? But us guys, we're paranoid. And we're neurotic. Right? We really are. Okay? We need to have a bit of confidence so we can then take that, you know, leading role. It's part of the, you know, weird play that goes on in relationships. So essentially what you need to do there is to accept the fact that he's going to be in his shell just a little. Okay? And you need to be able to work through that. So you yourself become the leader in the short term. Be friendly, be open, be clear-minded. Okay, don't start talking to him if you're feeling bad on a certain day, if you're feeling depressed, if things aren't working out, if you haven't slept, if you're exhausted, whatever. Just that's not the day when you start the ball rolling. You wait till a good day when you've got a bit of energy, a bit of vitality. You know, you can come out with some positivity. It'll rub off on him. It'll give him a bit of confidence, and everything can work out from that point. That's the way that I'm seeing it. That's the way that I'm feeling it. And there are even more victory signs further on down the line, with a good sense of potential for a real spiritual connection there in the Eon card, or the Era card, suggesting a potential new era for you. Once again, prophecies about probability, you know, just to turn around to someone and say, yes, you will marry that person, or no, you won't marry that person. I think that would be wrong, because I don't want to take away your willpower, you know, your decision-making ability, because you are, that's right, you are the center of your own universe. People forget this, think, oh, no, you know, the Earth isn't the center of the universe. Well, no, the Earth isn't the center of the universe. But socially speaking, allegorically speaking, you are the Earth within the center of your own universe. Alright? There is actually a wisdom to the mystical interpretation of geocentrism. Alright? There's no hard science behind geocentrism, so in that respect we throw it away. But when we look at these things as a mystical allegory, alright, a symbol for what your life is about, okay, you are the Earth, you are the center of the universe. Other planets, other bodies, they influence you, but you can also have an influence upon them. Alright, and if you want your life to like really start, you know, reaching the grade, so to speak, then what you've got to do, and this is like so cool, is you make some decisions, and you try and do what's right, and you try and do it when you feel right, Okay, look after your diet, look after your nutrition, take a bit of exercise, look after yourself so you can do it. I mean, today I've been really, really buzzing. Okay, you know why? Because I've been doing exercise, I've been eating healthy food, I've been taking my vitamins and minerals, I've been sleeping well at night. Okay, I'm doing all the things to look after myself so I can then take this energy, take this vitality, and give it to you today so that you can like think, yes, okay, that's what it's all about. You look after yourself so you can achieve more in life. It's not a question of, oh, health is for like stupid people or sick people. No, healthy living, looking after yourself, taking responsibility for your mind and your body, that's so that you can get what you want from your life. Okay? Big secret. Look after yourself physically and mentally. Take your exercise. Take time for these things. Also, your rest time is important as well. And make sure you've got like a whole cohesive thing to try and bring you to the point whereby you can achieve what you want. And I personally believe that each and every single person who's watching this show can start to bring about some major changes in their life, not through doing the law of attraction, but just through starting with yourself as being the earth within the center of your own universe, okay? Being the person who controls the movie of your life. Alright, and I want you to feel empowered about that, and I want you to feel good about that. And in the meantime, I'll say, follow me on Twitter. Alright, subscribe to this video if you haven't. Feel free to comment. If you want to request a reading in this tarot show, don't send it in the comment section. Just don't. You got to send it through by private message and private message alone. No video responses. No comment section questions. Private message alone. And then I will be able to help you. Alright, and you'll be added to the rotor, and I'll get around to it, you know, when I got like all the rest of it, everything else in place, and then everything else can work out right. You know, I want you to be empowered, I want you to be happy, I want you to take this time, okay, to use these readings, these reading videos that I'm giving you as your time of contemplation, thinking about yourself, thinking about other people's problems, taking yourself out of yourself maybe, or indeed going inward, doing an inner journey thing, so that you can get a different perspective on your own issues in your own life. That's what I want you to use this for. Yes, this is regarded, legally speaking, as an entertainment service. Alright? And that's the way it should be seen, okay? But on the other hand, what an entertainment service. And an entertainment service which can actually make you feel good about yourself. Alright? Which can actually help you to answer within your own mind, within your own self, things that could possibly be wrong and stopping you from getting the success, the achievement, the happy relationships, and everything else that you might want in your life. Alright, I'll speak to you again very, very soon. So I bid you good fortune, God bless. Nick Dutch signing out for now.